During the Great Depression, farmers faced an environmental disaster as well as an economic disaster. The farmers had already suffered throughout the 1920s because of the laws of supply and demand and the return of European crops into the supply. However, during the Great Depression, they're going to suffer through the Dust Bowl as well. The plains are a fragile environment. There's very few trees to hold the soil to the ground. The plains had also been overgrazed since the 1890s, meaning that a lot of the grass that was holding the sod down was gone. During World War I, that boom time for the farmers, farmers had plowed up much more of the plains in order to produce more food, and they had planted more wheat, which had an effect on the sod. So there was less sod, which destroyed the soil. That held the soil down. And when a drought came in the early 30s, all of that dirt turned into dust. And as the winds blew through, all of that topsoil was blown away and really had a huge tragedy for families. Because they couldn't grow anything, because the dust would just come by and cover it and the topsoil was gone, many of the farmers that were tenant farmers were evicted from their land. They had to become migrant workers. We call them Okies, largely because they're moving from Oklahoma to California in search of work. So by the time we get to the 1932 election, these farmers and the rest of the Americans are really desperate for help from the federal government.